This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. Like rats off of a sinking ship, that is what's taking place in MAGA world for those who were intimately involved in the planning and orchestration of the attempted overthrow of the United States government. An election didn't go their way, so they tried to conduct a coup to reinsert Donald Trump as president of the United States. A guy who lost the election by 7 million votes, they wanted him back. So no matter what the cost to our democracy, no matter what the cost to human life, they attempted to overthrow and overturn a free and fair American election. And now that the investigation is taking place, now that subpoenas are being issued, now that jail sentences are being handed down, they're turning on one another. It's already been reported, I've talked about it, that there are low-level, like lesser-known names who are giving up the goods. And now people like Roger Stone are also turning on Trump insiders, including Katrina Pierson, which I'm going to talk about today, but also, in smaller measure, more silent or quiet measure, Steve Bannon. The two of the biggest bigwigs related to January 6th, in an attempt to burn down the country, are at odds with one another. I'm going to read a little bit from this Newsweek article. Roger Stone claims ex-Trump aide Katrina Pierson deeply involved with January 6th violence. Roger Stone, an ally of ex-President Donald Trump, claimed this week that former Trump aide Katrina Pierson was deeply involved, quote unquote, deeply involved with the violence of the January 6th attack targeting the United States Capitol. And by virtue of attack on the United States Capitol, it was an attack on American democracy itself. It was an attack on your vote for Joe Biden. It was an attack on you. Posting to Telegram early Thursday morning, Stone appeared to suggest that Pierson deserved a great deal of blame for the pro-Trump attack against the legislative branch of the government. It wasn't just, listen, Newsweek, it wasn't just an attack on the legislative branch of government. It was an attack on all of us. It was an attack on individual Americans who cast a vote for Joe Biden. It was an attack on even conservative Americans who voted for Trump, who believe in the integrity of American democracy. Let's not boil this down to some level that it's more than. Stone also seemed to be unaware that Pierson, like himself, has been subpoenaed by the House Select Committee investigating the January 6th attack. Quote, given what I know, I am perplexed as to why the January 6th committee has not issued a subpoena to Katrina Pierson. In other words, someone deeply involved in the violent and unlawful acts of January 6th, rather than me, given that I was not there and have no advance knowledge or involvement whatsoever in the events at the Capitol that day. Hashtag January 6th committee. Stone wrote this in a message to his Telegram channel subscribers. Listen, Roger Stone for years has been, multiple decades, going back to Richard Nixon, has been known as a fumbling, dirty trickster in politics. He's a dumb guy, to be sure. He's got a massive tattoo of Richard Nixon's stupid face right between his shoulder blades on his back. That should tell you just about everything you need to know about dumb Roger Stone. Despite Stone's claim, Pierson has been subpoenaed, but despite his claim that she wasn't subpoenaed or his misunderstanding, his lack of understanding of what the consequences are and what's taking place relative to the investigation. Despite Stone's claim, Pierson has been subpoenaed by the House Select Committee. In total, as of Monday, some 40 individuals from Trump's orbit have been subpoenaed by the committee. Stone, a political consultant, to put it very nicely, was subpoenaed in the last batch of 5 subpoenas issued last week. I did a video about that. If you want to learn about that, go back to last week's video. You'll see it. Pierson served as a national spokesperson for Trump's 2016 campaign. The longtime Trump ally was brought in to arrange with the White House who would share the stage with the then president during the January 6th rally event just ahead of the Capitol attack. Federal Election Commission records show that the Trump campaign paid Pierson $10,000 every 2 weeks for her work from September 19 to December 2020, the Associated Press previously reported. In an earlier post on Telegram, Stone also appeared to place suspicion on Trump's former White House chief strategist, Steve Bannon. Quote, and listen, before I even get to the quote, this is the remarkable moment. This is the headline. That not only is Roger Stone going after small fry Katrina Pierson, he's also casting aspersions and doubt on Steve Bannon, who very well could be the architect of this entire thing. The week before, in the days leading up to the insurrection, the failed coup, the failed overturning of an election, Steve Bannon was on the airwaves on his dumb show, laying out the groundwork for what was going to take place, warning the world that it was going to be a crazy event, that all hell would break loose. Here's the quote from Stone. Quote, I can't discuss the January 6th committee subpoena other than to say they seem very interested in the relationship between Steve Bannon and Jeffrey Epstein. Hashtag Stone Cold Truth. Who knows with Roger Stone? He's a liar, so maybe he's just whipping up conspiracy. But he's certainly trying to cast the shadow of investigation off of himself and place it elsewhere, whether that be Katrina Pierson or Steve Bannon. Hundreds of Trump supporters attacked the United States Capitol on January 6th after the then president spoke at a nearby rally by the White House. Trump urged his supporters to march to the Capitol and fight like hell. You'll remember Trump even said he was going to walk up there with them, inciting the riot and insurrection that not only took place, but was planned to take place. Many of his supporters went on to do just that, disrupting the formal certification of President Joe Biden's Electoral College win. Although Trump and his allies continue to claim that the 2020 election was rigged or stolen in favor of Biden, they have not brought forward any evidence substantiating this extraordinary allegation. Dozens of election challenge lawsuits have failed in state and federal courts. Even judges appointed by Trump and other Republicans have rejected the claims. Meanwhile, audits and recounts across the country have consistently reaffirmed Biden's victory. Dozens of court cases, almost 60, have been thrown out of court, even by Trump judges, because there is no evidence. Dumb My Pillow guy, Mike Lindell, the goof extraordinaire, keeps kicking the can down the road, changing his predictions, lying about Supreme Court cases. We've got all the evidence. We're going to show it. Then no evidence. Because it's all a lie. There is no evidence. They're not even fabricating evidence because there is none to fabricate. It's all lies. It's all conspiracy. And they're so upset about it, they're willing to tear down the very fabric of our democracy. What do you think, though? I would absolutely love to know what you think. Call, leave me a brief voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me daily at dollemore.com. An old-fashioned email works too. Follow me on social media. I'm at Dollemore, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, at Dollemore. And if you appreciate what I do, if I bring you some value on a day-to-day basis, whether that be some information or a laugh or whatever, the will to go on, please consider supporting my work here on the platform for as little as $1.99 a month. You can click the join button below this video, become a channel member, see what's involved there when you click the join button, or you can head on over to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. I love you guys. I appreciate you very much. I'll see you next week. Until then, be genuine. Take care of one another.